Just a few days ago, my bank account looked like a crime scene. It looked like Scream had jumped into my wallet to haunt me. Every single month, my paycheck would arrive and then poof, it would vanish. Gone, like a magician's assistant, but way less glamorous and a lot more stressful. I was working my tail off, probably just like you, but felt like I was on a financial treadmill set to an impossible incline. I had no clue where the money was going. Was it groceries? That daily coffee I swore I'd stop buying? Some secret subscription I'd signed up for in a fever dream? It was confusing, embarrassing, and I felt totally out of control. So I ran a ridiculous experiment. I decided to hand over my entire financial life to an AI. I told ChatGPT everything, and what it told me back completely changed my relationship with money. It built me a new financial system from the ground up, and that system slashed my spending by a third. Not by making me live like a hermit, but by using 7 specific genius-level hacks I'm about to share with you. So before we get into the juicy hacks, let me share with you what actually happened. I was making decent money, but my savings account was gathering more dust than it was gathering cash. And I had this low-grade money anxiety that was just constantly humming in the background. I tried everything. I downloaded a dozen budgeting apps, read the books, even did the whole cash and envelopes thing. Nothing stuck. It all felt like a chore and I'd inevitably fall off the wagon. The problem wasn't my willpower, it was my system. That's when it hit me. What if I used a tool that had zero emotional attachment to my terrible spending habits? A tool that could look at the cold, hard data and give me a brutally honest path forward. That's what led me to ChatGPT. Hack number 1. The expense audit. The very first thing my new AI financial overlord made me do was the one thing I'd been avoiding for years. A full, no-holds-barred expense audit. I knew this was ground zero, but the thought of manually digging through months of bank statements was so overwhelming that I just didn't. Here's where the magic happened. I went to my online bank, downloaded 3 months of transactions as a CSV file, and opened it. Now, this is a crucial step for privacy. I scrubbed that file clean of any personal info. My name, account number, anything sensitive. Gone. All that was left was the date, the store description, and the amount of the damage. Then I copied the raw data and pasted it into ChatGPT with a simple, powerful prompt. Act as a financial analyst. Here are my last 3 months of transactions. Analyze this data, categorize every single expense into logical groups, like groceries, subscriptions, utilities, dining out, and shopping. Then, give me a summary table showing the total and average monthly spending for each category. Less than 30 seconds later, ChatGPT delivered a perfectly organized breakdown of my financial life. Seeing it all laid out was shocking. I knew I spent a lot on food, but I had no idea my dining out and groceries categories were eating up nearly 40% of my take-home pay. I then took the summary table it created and plugged it into a simple spreadsheet tool to generate a pie chart. That chart was a gut punch. It wasn't just numbers anymore. It was a crystal clear picture of my priorities, and they were not what I thought they were. This wasn't about shame, it was about truth. And with that truth, I was ready for the next hack. Hack number 2, meal planning. My biggest money leak, according to the AI, was food. Between last-minute grocery runs without a list and ordering pricey takeout because I was too tired to cook, I was hemorrhaging cash. So, for my next move, I turned ChatGPT into a master meal planner. My prompt was specific. My weekly grocery budget is $100 for 2 people. Create a 7-day dinner meal plan that's healthy, easy to cook on weeknights, and uses overlapping ingredients to crush food waste. Also, generate a categorized shopping list from this plan. The result was transformative. ChatGPT spat out a week's worth of delicious meals, like lemon herb roasted chicken with roasted broccoli and sweet potatoes. But here was the genius part. It told me to buy a whole chicken. Day 1, we'd have the roasted chicken. Day 2, use the leftovers for chicken tacos. Day 4, use the carcass to make a simple broth for a vegetable soup. One main ingredient, stretched across 3 completely different meals. It did this with everything. The cilantro for the tacos was also used in the soup. The onions were used everywhere. This simple strategy of overlapping ingredients practically eliminated the sad, wilted vegetables I usually threw out. The shopping list it made was organized by section: produce, dairy, meat. So my trip to the store was a surgical strike. No more aimless wandering and impulse buys. The first month I did this, I saved over $1.500 on food alone. Now, your results might vary depending on your current habits, but for me, it was a seismic shift. Hack number 3, cut down subscriptions. Next up, the silent killer of budgets everywhere, recurring subscriptions. That $9.99 here, $14.99 there, it feels like nothing, but it adds up to a monster, one that eats up your cash alive. My audit revealed over 15 of these little vampires sucking my account dry, and I couldn't even remember what half of them were for. This hack is beautifully simple. I went back to the categorized spending list from Hack 1, copied my entire subscriptions list, and pasted it into a new chat. My prompt was blunt. Here are all my monthly subscriptions. I want to cut this list in half. Tell me which ones to kill based on value and common usage. For the ones I keep, are there cheaper plans? For services like streaming, what are the free ad-supported alternatives? ChatGPT went to work like a ruthless assassin. It flagged a premium music subscription and asked if a family plan was an option. It noticed I had 2 different cloud storage services and told me to pick one. It identified a fitness app I hadn't opened in 6 months and put it on the chopping block. For every service it suggested cutting, it offered a free alternative, like pointing me to workout videos on YouTube or free streaming apps. I spent the next 30 minutes just canceling things. It felt incredible, like plugging leaks in a sinking boat. In the end, I had eliminated over $20 a month in fees. That's almost $1,000 a year back in my pocket from services I didn't even know I was paying for. If these ideas are sparking a fire in you to get your own finances in order, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. It's a tiny click for you, but it makes a huge difference for the channel and tells me you want more of this no-nonsense content. We're all on this journey together. Hack number 4, bill negotiation. All right, this next hack is for anyone who would rather get a root canal than call their cable or cell phone company. I used to be that person. I'd rather overpay than sit on hold and argue. But ChatGPT turned me into a master negotiator overnight. My internet bill had been creeping up, so I made it my first target. I gave the AI some context. I need to negotiate a lower bill with a specific provider. I currently pay $90 per month for a 400 Mbps plan. I've been a loyal customer for 3 years. Write me a polite but firm phone script. The script needs to mention my loyalty, cite competitor offers around $60, and ask for a better rate. Arm me with talking points and comebacks for when they try to shut me down. What ChatGPT produced was a work of art. It was a full script, from hello to thank you. It gave me polite but steely phrases like, "Hi, I was reviewing my bill and I have a question about my current rate." It armed me with key phrases and even had a section called "If They Say No" with follow-ups like, "As a loyal customer for 3 years, what can you do to keep my business with you?" I printed the script, took a deep breath, and made the call. I read my lines almost word for word. Because I was so prepared, the conversation was smooth and non-confrontational. After about 10 minutes, the rep offered me a promotional rate of $55 a month for the next 2 years. That's $420 a year savings from one phone call I was terrified to make 24 hours earlier. You can use this for your cell phone, car insurance, anything. Hack number 5, automated savings. Finding these savings was great, but I knew that without a system, I'd slide right back into my old ways. The problem with most budgets is they require constant, tedious effort. This hack is about taking yourself out of the equation and putting your finances on autopilot. I went back to my AI coach with my new, leaner financial data. My prompt: using my income and new spending goals helped me create a simple automated budget using the 50-30-20 rule. Give me a spreadsheet template to track this and a step-by-step plan to automate my savings and bill payments. ChatGPT delivered. First, a slick, pre-formatted spreadsheet. I just had to plug in my income, and it automatically calculated 50% for needs, housing, utilities, 30% for wants, fun, and 20% for savings. A simple, clear framework. Second, it gave me a foolproof automation plan. Based on its instructions, I went to my bank's website and set up automatic transfers. Now, the day after my paycheck hits, a chunk of money automatically moves to a high-yield savings account for emergencies, and another chunk goes to an account for short-term goals. I also set up autopay for all my fixed bills. The system runs itself. I'm no longer making dozens of little decisions every month. My money just goes where it's supposed to. Hack number 6. Leak detector. Even with a great budget, it's the small mindless purchases that can bleed you dry. The death by 1,000 coffees. So, I tasked ChatGPT with becoming a financial detective. I took my transaction history again, but this time I was looking for patterns of small, frequent, non-essential spending. My prompt: analyze my transaction history again, but this time act like a behavioral finance expert. Identify the small, frequent, impulsive money leaks. Daily coffees, vending machine snacks, small online purchases. Group these habits and show me their total monthly cost. The results were another kick in the pants. It showed I was spending, on average, $6 on coffee and a pastry 4 times a week, nearly $100 a month. It found a pattern of small Amazon purchases under $15 that added up to over $120 a month. But it didn't just shame me, it gave me a solution. It suggested creating a personal treat budget, a guilt-free fund of $50 a week to spend on whatever I wanted. Once it was gone, it was gone. This wasn't about deprivation, it was about being mindful. By plugging these tiny, almost invisible leaks, I freed up another couple $100 a month. Hack number 7. Side Hustle Finder. This last hack is for anyone with a side hustle, freelance gig, or small business. We focus so much on personal expenses that we forget to optimize our business costs. I applied the same AI logic to my business spending. I gathered all my business expenses, software, equipment fees, and fed them to the machine. My prompt was geared toward efficiency. Act as a business cost consultant. Here are my business expenses. Analyze these costs and suggest ways to reduce overhead without hurting quality. Find redundant software, suggest cheaper alternatives, and help me draft a negotiation email for a contract renewal. ChatGPT was brilliant. It saw I was paying for 2 graphic design tools with overlapping features. It found a cheaper alternative to a transcription software I was using that did 95% of the same work for half the price. It even helped me draft an email to a software provider to ask for a loyalty discount, using the same tactics from the bill negotiation hack. This doesn't just save money, it makes your business leaner and more profitable. So, have you ever used ChatGPT for something crazy like this? Comment below and do let me know if you found this information helpful. Watch more game-changing videos on becoming a billionaire and hit subscribe to fuel your journey with elite-level strategies to attract unstoppable wealth. Like and share this content with your friends and family.